Pilots are always faced with challenges. Doesn't have to be a small gravel bar like this one. It can be a paved runway. We all have our own limitations and we need to stick to them. It takes a long process and lots of discipline and training to start improving, and this training actually it is a lot of fun to do, and it's a lot of fun to see the improvements. For example, this is a 850 foot grass runway with a fence on one side and apple trees on the other side. It was my shortest strip until a few years ago. Uphill landings with no go around. Everything takes its own technique, and I think key is to be patient. Marble strip in Idaho, high density altitude. You have to be precise, also be aware of the weight of the airplane. The heat and the density altitude is very important because it's a short strip with big trees on both ends. Planning the takeoff is also very important. You have to be 100% sure you can make it. This is a Loscam. It has low power. The grass strip is smooth, and there are some trees at the end, but you can go to the right and avoid them. Still, you have to be aware of all this and also the conditions. This is Darlington in Washington State. I'm flying the CJ6 Nanshan, and my training and my purpose was to stop at the first taxiway on this 2400 feet long paved runway. Not the prettiest landing, but it got the mission accomplished. So this is 1200 feet, and what I wanted to do is to feel comfortable coming to shorter runways in this airplane. So I wanted to have the technique down, so it's not risky for me to come to these places. So it's not a bad idea to measure your landings and how long can you land consistently. Also check the conditions and the weight of the airplane for that day, so you have a consistent idea of what can you do with your plane. So there is no guessing. Very important to have good fuel gauges, fuel computer, and always check visually. But if they're accurate, you can fly to short strips and be lightweight, which is very important, especially when it's high density altitude or very short gravel bars. This airplane is equipped with size fuel senders and aerospace logic gauges. Here we're taking off from Lord Flat in Oregon. We are heavily loaded. We come back from a country trip for many days. It takes a bit to take off, but we have no obstacles and the trip is pretty long, so that was something we took in consideration before landing. So it's always important to think about the takeoff before landing anywhere. So the plane and the pilot has to be ready for the mission. Even the tire pressure is important. When it's soft ground, you want lower air pressure, so it's more flotation. This is how I train for short field landings. I actually have some friends using a measuring tape, and those markers are where I was supposed to touch down. I did 10 landings, and some were not that pretty, but I was very consistent, and I was doing 600 feet every single landing. So the strip I wanted to go was Sirena Station. It has 900 feet usable, so I have 300 feet to spare. Here you see the airplane drops. I was learning to control at low speed. So this was the moment of truth. That's Sirena Station in Corcovado National Park in Costa Rica. After this training and making sure I will do 600 feet consistently, first I went with another pilot to check out the strip in person. It is quite challenging and I wanted to see it. So that's a very valid tool to use. If you can go with somebody else and you can see the place you want to land in person, is much better. The challenge is that it is very rough strip, very narrow. You have very big trees. It's difficult to locate also. And the good thing is that it has a very easy go around. This is called rainforest for something. It rains a lot here all the time. Misty, cloudy, rain. So training, get to know your airplane very well, know the place you want to go, you can see it in person better, pick the conditions, know the fuel you need. It could be your very first grass trip, which I think actually they're easier than paved runways. Only thing I might recommend is lower the tire pressure just a little bit. I will never forget the feeling of accomplishment I got when I landed here for the first time. Since I got my license, I wanted to come here, and I trained for a couple of years to be able to make it safely. Training is key, but even more important is patience. Then I started the CH6 Nanchang military trainer, and I waited until I got some aerobatic lessons. I was very tempted to try learning on my own, but I don't think it would have been very safe. Now I want to talk to you about Patreon for channel Backcountry 182. The next section will show you how to become a patron. How you guys, if you enjoy my videos, you can support our YouTube channel.
Trip
Thanks for
in Idaho,
watching.
which was really good. A lot of new footage. My name is Larry Larbier. I got my pilot's license about 10 years ago. And the YouTube channel has been up for about 10 years also. It started with no planning. I just wanted to film my own landings, takeoffs, and strips, so I would learn the backcountry. There was no special instructor in Costa Rica for the backcountry, so I had to learn everything on my own, and making videos helped doing this.
Hi, I'm Dana, Larry's wife, and today we're excited to announce the launching of Patreon for our YouTube channel Backcountry 182. which give fans and friends the opportunity to support creators like Larry and myself by paying a monthly amount and receiving exclusive content. So with your support through Patreon, we will be able to make more and better content more often and new videos. And Larry can connect with you more personally to hear your questions and concerns and what would you like to see. The really cool thing of being a patron is that every dollar amount does help. So go ahead and check out the tiers. You can be a fan and look through our goals to see what we will be able to achieve together at every level of support. Come join us and be part of our adventure.
It is very easy to join, to be a patron of Backcountry 182. Go to the YouTube channel. On the right hand side, there is the link, and then it takes you to the Patreon page. Here you can see all the tiers and what is all about the support for Backcountry 182 YouTube channel. Also, another way to access the Patreon link is in the description of the video I put in YouTube on Backcountry 182 channel. There's a link for Patreon, so just click on that and it will take you to the page. Thank you for watching, and it will be amazing if you guys are interested and give some support.